Hey there fellow INFJs, for this video I thought I'm gonna dress accordingly. So I'm wearing my silk robe from Vietnam, my glasses from Milan, my Chanel necklace, and then I need some air because I'm so full of it. Hi guys, welcome to today's episode. This one is not on the serious side. We're talking about careers that can make money for INFJs and careers to avoid. Actually, it is an important topic, but I think most of us don't want to talk about it. INFJs are all about feeling life to the fullest and being a good soul and being of service. So we're not really talking about money. But in the end, it's still something that drives us. It's still something that is in our life that we want to accomplish, that we want to get better at. And the thing is this, money is energy. And the more energy you have, the more people you can help, the more you can fuel it. And so I want to talk to you about careers you can do in order to really create more money for yourself, create more energy, and so you can really live your life purpose. I got a little warm here, so. Okay, so the thing is this. For those who don't know, I want you to know that I actually was making a lot of money. For the last 7 years, I've been in consulting. I am a diamond member at Hilton. I was, traveling to Myanmar, Vietnam, to Abu Dhabi, having like all kinds of stuff going on in my life. I decided for me to take the next step and do this full time, and I'm convinced this is gonna bring me even more money. But in order to get to a space like this, we have to realize that it's all about self-mastery. Like, I did not have the goal to make more money. Making money was something that, like, I always told myself, I don't care. Like, I do care now, since this is something that my life depends on pretty much, or like this business, or just like my self-growth. I really need to make some money. But for the longest time, I was just living in my little world and thinking this is all it's gonna, like, this is amazing. What do I need more money for? Then I would have to sell out. And I realized more and more that it was just something I was telling myself because I was scared to take the next step. So let me take you a step back. 4 years ago, when I started this channel, I wrote a book, the INFJ Guide, Below the Radar Above the System. And 2 years ago, I redid it, made it a little better. But for some reason, I came across what I wrote 4 years ago. And in an introduction, I was saying I'm so successful on paper. I'm a derivative expert. I work in finance and in banking, and I'm a finance master. And then I realized, like, now looking back at it, like, how small I actually was. I really thought I'm being so successful, and in comparison to many people, probably I was, but the moment I realized this is not enough, because the thing we need is to grow. Like, whatever kind of career you're aiming, you have to be able to grow. You do not want to be the big fish in a small pond. This is tearing down your soul. You really need to grow. And this, as a byproduct, is just getting you money. So the moment I realized, okay, this is not enough for me, and I went to the next bigger thing, meaning like I went to the top tier consulting agency in Europe, then I realized how small I actually was. So I was willing to go from somebody who was considered an expert, who was considered really, really good at her job, to somebody where people said, what are you actually doing here? Like, you're not good enough for this. Like, why are you even trying? And so I've been going this route for the last 2 years, and I've gotten to a point where I've gotten really good at it. And this has been my entire life. I always want to do something when I get good, that I take a step further and get better at it. So like, I was well on my way to become manager this year, so all was good. But then I realized I've come to a point where I can't grow anymore. Like, really, finance and all of this world is good and great as long as it can help you to grow. And although it wasn't my purpose, it helped me to learn self-discipline. It helped me to learn really like what it is to put work ethic into something. So it was amazing. And I realized I need to grow as one of the most important things. So why am I telling you this? We're talking about careers. So like, let's say like last year I was making well over like 6 figures in US dollar terms. So like everything was going great in that regard. That was the exact moment when I realized I have to keep on going and keep on growing. I listened to a lot of futurologists, a lot of insights about what to work on and so on, because I'm just interested. And the truth is, if you tell somebody who's in high school now, if they ask you, what should I do with my life? You can't really name it a profession, because by the time they're gonna be done with college, this job probably won't exist. Yeah, maybe you can be a lawyer and you can be a doctor, those things will exist, but mainly the things we know today won't exist in the future, because our life, our society changes so much. And the fact is that we've been living in the system that is keeping us small, that is making us feel like all you have to do is just fit in, don't break out, don't do anything for yourself or on your own, and you're gonna be fine. This is like happening through watching mass television, mass media, from just looking around and being satisfied with where we are, you know, like the enemy of great is good is not bad. The point is this, we have the internet. It's all about helping people right now. Like, I don't care who you are. If you're looking at Gary Vaynerchuk, if you're looking at Tom Bilyeu, like the biggest billionaires, like I'm not talking about millionaires, the biggest billionaires are all building their business on contributing something to society. This is what this is all about, like really being of service and giving. So this is the best time for INFJs, period. But in order to get there, we have to be able and willing to grow. So when we get back to this example of what are you going to tell a high school student who's going to be, you know, out of a job once they're finishing college, if now they say, I want to be like this specific title or doing this specific thing, it's not the point. The point is to be willing and able to always reinvent yourself. Also, a very great INFJ quality. Like we as INFJs, and I remember saying this in a video 4 years ago, this is our decade. This is like the next 20 years are gonna be perfect for us because we have the internet. Like stop thinking about it just locally. You are looking to the future. You can connect to so many people. You can offer your services. You can offer whatever you want to do. And it does not matter what it is right now that is like, it's not going to be the one thing that's going to get you somewhere. Like you can start and do like something that will get you money in the beginning, like let's say get into finance or get into law or become like a programmer. But on the side, it's important to really start doing something that will build yourself. Like let's say I started this channel and for 4 years, this was just my way of giving back. Like I was pumping money into it because I was working so much that I couldn't do all the editing and so on. So I had people do it for me, not expecting that anyway this will bring me something because it helped me grow. So I want you to understand that the career is not about this one specific thing. It's not a job. Your career is going to be your life path. It's never this one thing, and the more and more we look into the future, the less stable your job is going to be. Jobs are being extinguished by the day. It just changes so much with artificial intelligence, virtual reality. Okay, these things may come in 5 years and not now, but these things are happening. And in small scales, they're happening now, and everything changes. So what we have to learn is how to learn so you can make a career. Like really start growing. If you haven't been growing at least 10% from year to year, also financially, you're doing something wrong. There's something blocking you. And I'm not saying that I wasn't like this. For me, it took me a while before I was growing. And I've gotten to a point where I said, oh, I need to change. That was 4 years. No, that was 2.5 years ago when I said, like, I'm not gonna just be a derivative expert. I'm just gonna go a step higher and be willing to be like the dumbest person in the room, the least qualified person in the room. And I was willing to be around people who wanted to lift me up, knowing that I'm different, but that's gonna bring value and you're gonna learn something from it. And through that, you realize how it really ignites you. Like, I really don't want to have this discussion anymore of, yeah, money sucks and I don't care about money. Money is energy. That's all it is. Once you have more money, guess what? You can help more people. Like you spent, and I did the same thing. I spent my money on so many things that didn't matter because I didn't have a purpose. I didn't have something to work on. I didn't have a path. Your career is your life path. It's not this one job you're doing right now. So don't worry what you're working right now. Just think of the next thing you can do that will get you higher. Have you gotten to a point at work where you know, oh, I'm gonna get ahead, but just because that's part of the business, like, you know, you get ahead each year, but it's not that you personally as a person grow there. Like really let go of your ego and be willing to be somewhere where you are like maybe the loser at this moment. It does not matter. This is actually where you have to be if you want to grow. If you want to have a great career, forget about picking this one thing that's going to make you so successful. Like I'm doing this right now, I'm doing coaching, I'm doing my products, but I know this is a catapult for me. Yes, I might talk to INFJs my entire life, but who knows? Maybe next year I'm going to help people get something to eat. Like I don't know that yet. I'm growing, and each stepping stone is something that gets you more into the person you're going to become. Like, we have to be able and willing to disrupt our natural state, which is just laying around and doing what society tells us, watch 5 hours of television each weekend and not get anywhere. And that's another thing. Don't think you need to be perfect to start somewhere. If you're a new job, like, yeah, make sure you have nice clothes, but don't think, oh, I need to have this prepared and this prepared. You're gonna suck anyways. This is the same thing with the videos. Like, a lot of people write me, I wanna start doing videos and I wanna do things like you. But first off, I need to buy me a backdrop. I need to find like the great camera. Like, I started with an iPhone. And I'm talking about like way back iPhone. Like, I don't know what it was, an iPhone 4, 3, I don't remember. Like, you're gonna suck. You're gonna suck. Maybe you're gonna get great, but in the beginning, you need practice. You need practice, and you're gonna suck at whatever you do. So don't think people are taking it as an excuse in order not to start. So if you ask me what kind of career should you avoid, then it's the career that it's not gonna push you forward. That's it. That's all it is. Like, if you're doing something in a field where you don't learn nothing, and I don't mean in a way of, oh, I understand the business of law. Like, yes, you're gonna learn that. And I learned a lot about banking, but in the end, it's not about learning about banking because banking is not in my soul. What's in my soul is really helping people through talking, through connecting with people. But what I learned there was self-discipline, I learned work ethic, I learned what it takes to really get a project from A to Z. So I was growing, so it was a great thing for me. Like, it takes a while for us to decide, okay, now I'm willing to let go of the external control. Because that's it. You know, you're always in this field of, you know, the surrounding is telling me who I am. When I was doing this 4 years ago, my surrounding was telling me, you're the smartest person here, you've created so many things, and you're so young, and everything is great. So I had to be willing to let all of that go and go into a surrounding that tells me, Wences, you suck. At that moment, I still wanted to feel good. Like, I don't want to feel like I suck. Feeling like I suck is not the way to go. What happens is I take control of my life and say, I don't suck, and that's why I'm gonna go to a place where people are telling me, you need to get better, you need to get better. So like, that just helps me to grow. I take control of the fact that I don't need my environment to tell me how great I am. Like, I have that in me. And this happens with each step. And once I decided, oh, okay, I'm gonna go here and do this full time, it was also a way of, I'm giving up prestige. I'm giving up this like secure job that looks so great on paper because I was willing to take that next step in my career and taking control of what I wanted to create, how I wanted my life to be. It's on me. And every time it happens, and like, I know that I don't know anything. I'm not a millionaire. Like, I'm not there yet. I don't know what I need to know in order to be a millionaire. And I want to be a millionaire, not because so much of the money, because I feel I have more than enough now. Like, I don't remember the last time I wanted something I couldn't get, but because imagine who you have to become to create that. How many people you would have helped by then in order to get there. Like, that's a journey. I'm not expecting this to happen in the next 3 months. This is not a short-term goal. I'm in love with the process of growing and creating a career for myself. In our day and time, it's not gonna be, oh, I have this one job and this will be my career until I die. It's just not gonna happen. This job, how it is today, won't exist in 5 years, period. Like, even if you're a lawyer, even if you're an engineer, a lot of things will change. And you have to be willing to let all of that go. And it's crazy and it's amazing. And like, this will really get you the money in the long run. Like, you're willing, you go for somewhere and you have to really strive for money, because if you don't strive for money, it means like you're not striving for growth. Like, you can work in a non-profit organization. That organization needs money to grow. Money is energy. Everything, if you're telling yourself that you don't want more money because it feels so good to show yourself, oh, I'm that person who doesn't need money, who believes like in helping people. You're not helping anybody with $5 in your bank account. Yes, of course, there are people with a lot of money who are just idiots and they suffer. Like, you will see people who have made it, went bankrupt, and then went up with something that they really believe in. They will tell you, I was miserable. I was thinking this is a solution, and it's not. Making money for having money doesn't make sense. But making money as a tool to help you help even more people is amazing. And so this is your time. This is the decade, as I said. This, like, everything from now on is just getting better for INFJs. Everybody cares about inside Everybody cares about really what is like going on within me. Everybody cares about like to be their own individual. We're all breaking out of this mold that society is building for us, and it's amazing. So the only thing you really need to avoid are things which tell you over and over again you're the shit. Just don't do those things. Don't be the smartest person in the room. Don't be the person who feels like, oh, I've made it. That's when you don't grow. That's when you know your career is like not going anywhere. A career is not a bad word. A career that makes money is not something bad. It's something we should all strive for, because with more money, we have more energy, we can give more, and so on. It's just a question of how much you really want to sacrifice for your well-being right now. Like, I'm not willing to work 80 hours for it. I'm just not. Like that, like my life is too precious for that. Like, I want to make sure that I live comfortable. I want to make sure that I can take care of myself, that I enjoy life, and that I also have something that keeps me going forward. So this is probably not the typical video of, oh, you should be an engineer, or you should be an actor, or you should be a writer, but it's actually the truth, because something like this won't exist anymore. Like, just not even actors will be able to live as actors. Like, look at musicians. Look what happened to them. They were making money through selling CDs for decades over decades, and then the internet came, and then it was just something they did on the side, and the main money they were doing was for merchandising and going on tour. Because the game has changed. And musicians realize no, more and more, I have to do something else. Just step back, be my own boss. And look at Rihanna with all her clothes, her makeup, her lingerie line. Like, people, like, things change. And it's just naive to think they won't. It's not about this one job. Take the job which will help you grow. And once you've gotten to a point where you realize, in this field that I am right now, I can't grow anymore because I don't want to. That's how it was for me. It was great that I changed my jobs 2.5 years ago, that I went for a top tier consulting agency, that I learned so much from that, and also thought, like, I raised the standard for myself of what I wanted to achieve, how much effort I was willing to put in. But I've gotten to a point where I said, I don't want to learn more about this. I don't want to grow in this field. And when you don't want to grow in this field, it's time to go somewhere where you're even smaller, where you even have more control of what you experience, who you think you are, and nothing in your surroundings really giving you this confirmation of, oh, you've made it. That's where you can grow. You just go into something that is more of who you are. You take everything that you've learned, which is, for me, work ethic, discipline, knowing how to focus on a goal, and then things are just flowing. But you have to be able to grow and willing to change and disrupt the system. Like, the career you want is not going to be this one thing. I can just repeat myself. Like, you want to help people? Like, if you're like me and you really want to connect through people and through insight, even that, there are millions of options. I mean, millions. And it's getting more and more through the internet, through everything. We don't live in scarcity. Like, you just live through innovation. And the question is how you can package your insight into something that people want and that will help them grow. You look for somebody who can help you, and then you look back and see, oh, like, those are people who are also fighting right now, who I can help. I'm pretty sure you can think of at least 10 people who are not that further ahead as you are right now in whatever kind of endeavor you've gone through. So help them. Learn what a great feeling it is to help in that way, and to also ask for help. A lot of people are really great at giving. What we're not so good at is at receiving. Receiving money, receiving recognition, receiving respect. But we need those things to fuel ourselves so we can give more. You're not doing this only out of self-love, you're also doing it for others. Make this thing of money a good thing, and not in, oh, bling bling, like Bodas are telling, oh, my necklace kind of way. But like, I want to make money because money helps me to help even more. That's it. And get in love with it, and then things will start flowing. And always aim, like, really, if you can't make 10% more each year at least, then it's time to like really look around and see, maybe I have to change fields. Because money is really a way of how do you grow inside. If you just get more money by changing to a field that even challenges you less, it's probably not the right way to go, but then this money won't be sustainable. You'll get that money and you'll stay at this point for the next 5 years. Okay, so this was a long video, I know, but this was so important to me. I really wanted to make sure that I touch up on this because it's not that obvious. People just keep on doing their daily jobs without like really starting something on their own or really making sure that they want more for their life. And I want people to know about it because it's a great feeling. It's amazing. It's life. It's like I'm reborn. I'm never gonna do that thing that I used to do. And when I was doing my old job, I also said I'm never gonna do the job I did before that. So we want to change. We want to get better. We want to get bigger. So yeah, I love it. I think you do too. Please let me know how it's going, what you want to do, and just start. Like, you're gonna suck anyways in the beginning. Just start. Like, look at my first video. Like, just start. Whatever it is, just start, and then you'll really get better while doing it. Nobody really cares. Like, the people are gonna say, oh yeah, you sucked back then, so what? It doesn't determine who you are and what you feel about yourself. Base your self-confidence on the fact that you're a good learner, on the fact that you're willing to go into situations that challenge you, on going into situations which are not gonna tell you that you're so great because you wanna grow and you want more out of yourself. That's it. Okay, now I wish you a great week. I think of you, I love you, and have a great day. Bye.